Hi guys, Mark Spencer, the current leader of the House of Commons, spoke to The Breakfast Show where he was challenged on what Boris Johnson's government and the cabinet in particular is doing to help deal with the cost of living crisis. Spencer tried to avoid the suggestion that the cabinet don't see this as a real crisis that needs all hands on board. As we know, Boris Johnson was on holiday recently and the Chancellor is back. We don't even know if he is or not. Have a listen to this pathetic response to the suggestion of government inaction.
Mr. Spencer, just a point of information for our audience this morning. When was the last time that Cabinet met?
So Cabinet met before the House of Commons rose, but of course we're in constant contact with each other. The government continues to function, and I think there are a number of packages that are already organised that are coming down the track to help and support people.
What packages? You're talking about the packages that Rishi Sunak put in place when he was Chancellor. We're talking about months ago. Literal months ago. Now, one of the packages that Rishi Sunak presented was £400 throughout the year to help people deal with the rise in energy prices. But the energy price cap has doubled, pretty much. And people's bills are doubling, and even more than that. What package is he talking about? Unless he's still talking about the package that Rishi Sunak presented, that he pushed through. That's not enough. The money-saving expert Martin Lewis was talking about this is a catastrophe. There needs to be a real solution to this. And you can't just talk about what we presented months ago because the situation has changed completely.
So when did Cabinet last meet? When was that?
So just before the House of Commons rose at the end of the month, at the end of July.
The end of July. So when you hear, for example, Martin Lewis, you'll be aware of his comments, who campaigns on these issues, saying we have a national crisis on the scale of the pandemic. Do you get the sense that people are thinking, why are you not meeting? Why are you not talking about this?
Well, it doesn't require the whole cabinet to respond to this. Clearly, the Chancellor of the Exchequer is still in his office and delivering within the Treasury.
What is he delivering? He hasn't delivered any new package. Like, he's delivering. The Chancellor is in number 11 and he's delivering. Delivering what? Nothing. Nothing has changed. And the fact that he said here, complete indifference, complete nonchalance, the idea that, we don't need to meet to deal with things like this. The whole cabinet doesn't have to meet. But no members of cabinet are meeting with the Prime Minister. Why is no member of cabinet meeting with the Prime Minister? Now, this is something that's going to affect all departments, or pretty much all departments. The Health Department, Department of Work and Pensions, the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs Department. All of these departments need to be working together because whatever package is going to be presented, there'll be probably some sort of support via these departments. They will be all asking for some money, I hope, to help people out. Most of it will be probably through the Department of Work and Pensions. But there will be businesses suffering. There will be individuals suffering. Really, I don't understand. Actually, I do understand why the cabinet has not met, because it's embarrassing for Boris Johnson. This is about protecting Boris Johnson in some way. Or it's embarrassing for Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss, because they don't want to be involved in this. They want to talk about tax cuts. They want to talk about reducing levies or something. They don't want to actually talk about the real issue here, the cost of living crisis. They want to talk about woke, or they want to talk about immigration. This is absurd. And the fact that they haven't met reminds us all, of course, of the pandemic when Boris Johnson was on holiday, I think, when the Cobra meetings were being held. He avoided Cobra meetings. He was telling people to just take it on the chin. When hospitals in Italy were filling up. And what is he going to say now? Well, obviously he has decided, I'm not going to introduce any new measures to deal with this. So obviously the Chancellor is not doing his job. He's just sitting there spinning his wheels. And is Johnson's response to the cost of living crisis, well, just take it on the chin, like before?
The business secretary is still functioning within that department. It doesn't require every member of the cabinet to get round the same table. It requires those people within government to focus on their job, and that's exactly what they are doing.
They're not doing it. What have they actually done? What new measures have they brought in to deal with? Because the situation has changed over the last number of months. If the situation has not changed, then it would be okay to say, well, they're just doing their job. But the situation has changed completely. And it's complete indifference here. They're just waiting for Boris Johnson to go, and then they're hoping to restart politically. Not the economy or anything, they're just hoping to restart politically. It's like, I don't know, an office that is just changing management or something. And they're going to, even though there's a fire in the building, they're like ignoring the fire because a new manager is coming in, instead of actually dealing with the fire that's in the building at the moment. The fire will not extinguish itself. Action needs to be taken. And these people, frankly, don't care. Why? Because, well, in a way, it doesn't affect them. Most of them are on at least £84,000 a year. So they can weather this storm. They don't care about ordinary people. The solutions they're presenting are completely absurd and counterproductive. Tax cuts, which will help the richest in society the most. It won't help people on universal credit or pensions, or pensioners. And Liz Truss talking about reducing or eliminating the Green Levy, obviously to keep the far right in the party happy, who are anti any sort of environmental action. Why is that a problem? Because this creates funding for this tax levy, provides funding for insulation in homes. So she's saying, yeah, the best way to deal with the cost of living crisis, which is based primarily on rising energy prices, well, I'm going to remove a means for reducing those energy prices. Insane. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.